Hey everyone, it's Audrey, and I felt inspired to do a full face of Glossier video. This is sponsored by Glossier, so I'm super stoked since I've been using their products for a while now. Some of these products are old favorites of mine I purchased at their location in Los Angeles, and the rest were sent to me to test out, so let's just get into the look. Pinning my hair back away from my face, I always like to start off with lip balm when doing my makeup since my lips tend to get very chapped. I like the coconutbalm.com, super moisturizing, smells great, and goes on clear. Moving on to the next product is something I've shared on my channel before, and it's the Perfecting Skin Tint. I use the shade G5 for a light wash of color on my face since I tend to be paler there in comparison to the rest of my body. This is super sheer with just a little bit of coverage, very breathable, moisturizing, and I smooth it all over my face with my fingers since the formula is pretty thin. The finish is very dewy. Another product I've shared before is the Stretch Concealer, and taking a clean ring finger, I just like to tap the product under my eyes, bringing it downward into kind of a triangular shape to brighten up my dark circles. I also put this anywhere I might have a little bit of redness or discoloration, using a beauty blender to blend it out. The coverage is very buildable and it never feels cakey or too thick, which is pretty sweet. The next step is to set everything, and this is a new product I've been trying out called their Wowder Powder, and wow, I really love this powder. I'm using the shade G5 to G7 with a flat kabuki brush, and the powder is so fine and soft and silky and just everything I want in a powder. I just pat it in and it sort of absorbs into my skin while getting rid of excess oil. So happy I tried this out because I think I've found a new makeup staple. Jumping into eyebrows, I've used Boy Brow in the past after doing my brows with an eyebrow pencil, but I'm going for a different look this time, so I'm going to use the shade in black to bring a little color to my itty bitty brows and hold my hairs into the shape that I want. A trick I learned recently is once you're done setting your brows with the gel, take your finger and tap it down flat to really keep the hold and keep your brows in place. If you get a little product above your brows, just take the beauty blender that you used with your concealer to buff it out. So the Boy Brow essentially gives me a guiding point for where I need to fill in with their brow flick, and I picked this up in black because I wanted my brows kind of bold for this look. I still think I need to practice using this, but my technique so far has been to hold the pen at a downward angle and very lightly flick the pen in the direction of my brow hairs to create hair-like strokes. You want to apply the tiniest bit of pressure, but if you think the stroke is too dark, tapping it in right away with your finger kind of helps to blend it out a bit. When I get to the top of my brows, I change the angle since those brow hairs grow downward. I find that drawing the hairs in the direction of your own growth looks the most natural. Combing through as you go also does a nice job of softening any lines that are too harsh. I just try to be very soft with the application. It's a lot of back and forth between brows for me right now because I'm struggling with drawing them evenly. So combing them out, cleaning them up, redoing the strokes. Eventually, I came up with this. I think for the most part, it looks pretty natural, fluffy, polished, really what I was going for. I really like this look as opposed to how I've done my brows in the past, so I'm gonna keep practicing until I get it right. Going back to my face, I want to add a little more definition with the Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk. This is my first time trying this shade, but I've tried the shades Storm and Puff and I love those. This formula is so hydrating and lightweight. Since this is a brownish nude shade, I'm tapping this along my cheekbone as a slight contour, as well as along the sides of the tip of my nose, across the bridge, blending it in a bit more with a beauty blender. Going in with the Night Shine Highlighter Concentrate, I wanted to try the shade in Deep Copper to give myself a really golden glow. The doe foot applicator makes it easy to apply it where you want, and I put this on the tip of my nose and slightly above my cheekbones, blending up and out, as well as along the center of my nose, but stopping right where I added the blush earlier, and along my brow bones. For eyelids, I'm honestly the worst with eyeshadows, so I grabbed the Lid Star in the shade Cub, which is a rosy tone. Any one and done eyeshadow is right up my alley. This is just a tiny bit of color and sheen, so my lids don't look too bare. Curling my lashes before adding mascara, I was very skeptical of the lash slick because I usually just use a Japanese mascara that I've loved for years, but I decided to give it a shot. The tapered comb does an amazing job of separating and lengthening your lashes. I read somewhere that it has Japanese fiber technology, so I can definitely see that in this mascara. I wanted a little more hold and volume, so I carefully recurled my lashes after they dried. You want to have a light hand with this though, because you don't want your lashes to break off or stick to the eyelash curler. After several coats, this is what the end result was for me. Defined but very soft lashes. For lips, I got the Generation G lipstick in Leo, and when I went to swipe it the first time, the color was very sheer, so sheer that I almost couldn't see it. But it is incredibly buildable, and after a few more swipes, it gave me this matte, neutral cocoa brown color that I am absolutely obsessed with. It's such a subtle, natural shade, which I'm all for, so I might have to stock up on this one. I've seen so many amazing reviews for the lip gloss, so I bought this at the Los Angeles store, and I can definitely see why so many people love it. It has such an amazing shine, and my lips feel so soft when I wear this, almost cushiony, which I think is a very unique description for a lip gloss, but somehow they've done it. I think it brings the entire look together. So this is my full face of Glossier makeup. I'm really into this look. It's so glowy and dewy and youthful, and I feel done up, but without the feeling of having a ton of makeup on. This feels very comfortable to wear. I still feel like myself, just glossier. I'll go ahead and link everything that I used in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, or at the very least entertaining. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!